Hey everyone, welcome to Improve with Joe. Here we go. Seriously, welcome. If you have not seen the channel before, I am Joe. This is Improve with Joe. And if you haven't heard it yet, I'm super excited because this is the first video of a new chapter of my life. I'm going to use this as the introduction to me, to my channel, what I hope to get out of this channel, what the conversation I hope to have with all of you, because honestly, YouTube, holy crap, I'm literally able to broadcast my views, my knowledge, my experience, my perspective. That's what makes me unique, I believe. Truly believe my perspective makes me unique. Just like everyone else in the world is unique. We all have our own role to fill. We all have our own personality, uniqueness, maybe you have 11 toes. I don't know. Whatever it is, there's something about you that makes you different, unique, and special. And while we should all celebrate that uniqueness, we all need to understand that we all are part of the whole. And I know I'm not the only one. I know other people out there are thinking, are curious, are asking questions, are wondering what's going to go on, how we're going to deal with everything in the future. You know, I walked over from my girlfriend's place to here with the mask on. Did I pass by anyone the entire time? Did I have a mask on the entire time? You know, these are all questions. Like, what's going to happen with the election? I live in Georgia, right in Midtown, and we have 2 Senate seats that are up for grabs that are just like, what's going to happen? Is it John Ossoff or is it David Perdue? What's going to happen? It's crazy. So, learning as I go, trying to look at the lens, not the screen, and all of that. Really looking forward to this process of learning, figuring things out, presenting them to you, trying to have a communication, conversation. I'm not going to argue things. I'm not going to persuade you for things. Who am I kidding? I'm going to convince you of certain things. That's my goal. I'm trying to be here, to be on video, to say my speak, to speak my words, to speak my actions, and all that good stuff. There will be some editing, of course. I'm not the best editor in the world. Just like everything else, I'm starting from scratch in this process. The goals for the year are pretty ridiculous. If you subscribe and comment and all that stuff, you know, there is a community involvement to this. And I'm not just going to say this the filler, subscribe, like, share, just to be the filler bullshit. I genuinely want my audience and every single person to subscribe, hit the ring notification button, because that's how we manipulate the YouTube algorithm. There is something that's underlying a lot of these conversations and a lot of the important stuff going on right now. That's data privacy and how companies that are pretty much controlling our media usage, our social media usage, our research, our news media, anything that you ingest, both digitally, data, food, water, there are other people that are in control, right? And I think COVID has a lot to do with this awakening of people that you're not really in control. If you look back at my channel, I traveled up to, in March, to the Arnold, which was, closed at that time due to COVID. Thankfully, due to some really good friends, shout out Remark, thank you, I was able to get into the event and record. And I saw the level of fitness, I saw the competition, I saw everyone, and even though I'd been working out, being active and involved and going to the gym and doing all this stuff for years, like I started climbing when I was 10 or something. Like, even though I was still involved and active, I wasn't really dedicated to it. And only in the past 2-3 years have I really become dedicated to it. Have I really started making this foundational structure for the rest of my life. I basically realized, like, okay, Joe, you don't exactly know what you want to do. I started at one job, King's Hawaiian, make the Hawaiian sweet rolls. And it was great. I worked there for years as an improvement engineer and did a bunch of good stuff, but that was not the role for me. That was another job I quit. I've had 4 for 4 jobs that I've either quit or been fired. I am not the easiest person to work with because, surprise, surprise, I'm a dark-skinned Italian dude and I speak my mind, and there is tact. There's a way to communicate things with certain people. There's a way to express your ideas through data, through, the emotions that you have about it, through what the person is, all that kind of stuff. And this is also stuff I'm learning about more. How to communicate more effectively. How to be a public speaker, how to motivate, how to connect with people. All of these things are something that is a part of this Improve with Joe journey. Coming 2021 and starting now. But yeah, All of this stuff adds to the whole. And to be honest with you, I need to improve. There's a lot of things about my personality, my, career goals, and my fitness, my nutrition, my health in general, my awareness and understanding about the world and other people. And I live in the United States. I live in Midtown, Georgia, but Midtown Atlanta. But there is so much more to the world. And the first blog post that I put up on our website, hopefully linked below, talked about the number of people in the world. The top 10 most populous countries take up about 55% of the 7.8 billion people in the world. Soon to be 8 billion, so we'll just go with 8 billion as a round, nice, even number. There is about to be 8 billion people in the world. And do you know how exciting that is? And also pretty damn scary. But yeah, there's a couple countries. China, 1.4 billion. India, 1.1 billion. United States has 330 million, which is a fraction of India or China. And then there are some other countries that are smaller, like Russia, 145 million. And then obviously numerous other countries. Pakistan, Japan, India, I already said India, but either way, I am one person of that 8 billion. That for me is so inspiring, so fascinating, because there's a quote by Emerson that I repeat to myself and the paraphrase form is, on my walks, every man or every woman I meet is my superior in some way, and in that way I learn from them. And I couldn't agree more, because no matter what, even if the person didn't go to college or didn't go to high school or just came out of the woods, or just, fell from the sky and they're an alien, no matter what the person is or who they are or what they've done, what their experience is, they have a difference of opinion and a different experience, different personality in some way than you, than me. And that's beautiful. That's exciting. That's the reason why I'm here. I am learning about myself. I'm learning about you. I hope to learn about you more. Have a communication with everyone who's actively involved. Genuinely, if you're watching this video right now and you've gotten to this point, thank you. Please do the thumbs up if you don't hate it. If you hate it, do the thumbs down. I don't care. I genuinely just want some communication with the world. I no longer want to be the man in Georgia who does his thing and lives his life and no impact has had because of his choices. I want to be on the world stage. I want to talk with everyone in the entire world. I want to make a difference. I want to make an impact. Main goal for this channel, putting it out there, I want to help resolve the Atlanta homeless population. They should have the opportunity to live their life, to be successful, to work, to pay for their own things. And right now they can't. There are some groups of people that need some freaking help. That's not to say that we should carte blanche, give everyone money for any reason whatsoever. The government should not be the end-all, be-all, daddy daycare, mommy daycare, whatever. But there should be some plans to help people out. And there are definitely some plans, just because of COVID, because of the CARES Act. In Atlanta, there's now a nonprofit. I think I'll put the link in there and below. There's a nonprofit that's going to give 2,000 homeless people a year's rent in an apartment. They're going to find apartments and place them, and that's great, and that's awesome. That's something I want to highlight, be a part of, help you be a part of it, and just spread the communication about it. But that's only one thing. That's one nonprofit because of one bill, which, to be honest with you, could be taken away. That funding is probably already there. It's probably good to go. But things happen. Things change. Politics. Crazy politics. But that's one of the main goals of this channel. Once it actually reaches 1,000 subscribers, once I can monetize these ads, there'll just be one ad on the channel. And I think a solid 25% or 30, 35%, some amount, between 25 and 50, depending on the video and what it is. I think 25 and 50% of the money that I make on all of these videos is going to go towards the Atlanta homeless population, whether through nonprofit donations, whether through direct involvement of making 1,000 meals and giving them out. Really, any ideas and comments that you have, things that you think the way I could help, let me know in the comment, because genuinely, it's not just going to be me. I'm going to be the one speaking, talking, spreading the word, being the motivator out there, the loud Italian who's saying exactly what he thinks. And you might not agree with everything that I say, and that's just how it's going to be. But I have something to say. I should be listened to. I know what I'm talking about in certain ways. And while I may not have all the degrees and certifications to back that up, I have 1 degree in industrial engineering from Georgia Tech, and a life experience to add to that. But there's some things where you just know, oh, this is my right hand. The sky is blue. This is what should happen. So yeah, and just like how back to the job, I was not right for that role. I wanted to quit in February, March, on Monday, that I was fired. It happened. I was messaged at 3:30. Hey Joe, would you join a meeting? I joined the meeting, and not only is my boss in the meeting, my boss's boss in the meeting. I turn to my girlfriend, looking at her right next to me. I'm about to get fired. She's like, no way, what? She starts getting emotional, like all amazing girlfriends do. Concerned, worried, what's going to happen? Oh no, he's about to get fired. Not the best thing for a girlfriend to see their boyfriend get fired. But the sheer emotion and joy and passion that I am now enabled to do through being fired. I should have quit. I should have quit back in February, March, before coronavirus started. But I kind of didn't want to be unemployed during the middle of a pandemic. I know there are a lot of other people, and I wouldn't be able to do anything if I was also unemployed. So I have a couple other pathways through either personal training, nutrition, coaching. Even though I'm not a nutritionist or licensed personal trainer yet, I'm going to get there. Going to get the certifications. There's so many revenue streams that what I'm going to try to do, and you'll be a part of this conversation for that entire time. Whether or not it be real estate photography, whether or not it just be helping out social media account users and just taking content for them and taking pictures for them. There's one that I'm planning on starting on Friday. Hey Catherine, gonna have a Living Foods Atlanta shout out on one of the future videos. Basically, it's a small, independent, Atlanta owned and operated smoothie company that's focused on very healthy ingredients and greens and cleanses, and it's a really exciting. I'm looking forward to it, and I couldn't be more excited. It's something new, it's something exciting, and to be honest with you, I like to think every single day, every single action that I do, how fortunate I am, because without the help that I've had, I mean, no man's an island. I mean, no person does anything without help or support. I mean, Abby, huge shout out. Thank you for being an amazing girlfriend. Parents, mom and dad, thank you so much. Like, I've worked for what I have. Absolutely. I've put in the time and effort. I've sucked it up at a job that I hated for 2.5 years. Didn't hate it the entire time, of course. Maybe 10% I hated. But I just wasn't the right fit. And just like relationships where you're not the right fit, and you just kind of keep going and you make it work. I mean, there are things to be said for making it work and, sticking through it. And, not every situation is my situation. Of course not. But sometimes unhealthy relationships, unhealthy work relationships, you gotta separate. You gotta go. Like, you have to move on with your life and you have to move forward. So when I got fired, turned to my girlfriend, meeting ended, lasted all of 10 minutes, could not be more excited because I knew I was free. I was standing on the edge of a waterfall. The waterfall had been held back for years and years and years. I didn't even have an idea that the waterfall could flow. I didn't think I could do that. I'm referring to my creative side, my kind of passionate side, not my science, math, intellect. I love the science, math, intellect side. It makes me who I am, 100%. But standing on the edge of the cliff face, having the waterfall held back, and then finally getting fired, being unemployed, being the master of my ship, the captain of my soul, all of that stuff, the water started rushing. And the feeling and emotion of just being whatever. Seriously, I hope it comes through over the video. Doing one take on this. Going to try to do no edits. Maybe one or two little, condenses with the little snipper tool of Premiere Pro. Gotta learn that a lot more. But yeah, super excited. So I want to do a quick little intro. Kind of show people what's up. This is my condo. My whiteboards. I'm going to do some planning. Basically going to go through my plan for how I'm going to get these daily videos together, because that's the plan. shooting schedule for Improve with Joe all the time. Really is going to be my creative outlet, my way to communicate with you 24/7. Obviously, some restrictions, life, responsibilities, but I want to post a video every single day, something motivational, inspiring, future-focused, optimistic, ready to talk about the world, move forward. How do we communicate with others? How do we get better? How do we all improve? How do we figure out problems so that our kids don't have to deal with the same issues? Because that was one thing with my work where I just freaking lost it. Having to deal with the same exact issue day after day, month after month, year after year. I literally, on Monday, dealt with a similar issue that I had dealt with 2 years before. Why? Because sometimes things don't get the time that they need. And I, like I said, am incredibly fortunate to be able to put the time into this, to make this a thing, to start it from no subscribers and now to be at 100 subscribers. And just to think that in a certain amount of time, like my goal, honest with you, by the end of next year, by 12/31/2021, I want to have 100,000 subscribers. That's a goal, putting it out there. It's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. I know what I need to do. There's a plan. People I need to contact. People I need to be involved with. Jokes need to be told. There's a certain amount that I can do and that you will do. Any engagement from you, any sharing, any community engagement, conversation, articles. The world is my oyster. The world is your oyster. You can do anything that you freaking want to. The world, if it's possible for people to buy an internet coin, which when they bought it was thousandths of a cent, and now it's worth over $20,000 for a Bitcoin, if that's possible, if it's possible for some guy to trade a red paperclip up to a car, there have been so many crazy internet stories. And a lot of those I'm going to highlight in this channel because it's really cool. And that's internet history. What's happened? What's going to happen? How does it impact what's happening now, and how will it impact what's going to happen in the future? Really, there's so much, and I'm just so incredibly excited. So thank you again if you're reaching all this way here. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate the support. Any comments, subscribes, likes. I will eventually get better at this. Slowly getting to the point where I'm realizing I love being in front of the camera. I love the attention. I'm a Leo. Hear me roar. Roar! Either way, it's going to happen. You're going to join me on the process. I'm going to change the damn world, and you're going to be here for it. So subscribe, like, share, follow along on the Improve with Joe journey. And thank you so much for Improving with Joe. See you in the next one.